back for another episode of Get a Load of This from the Silver Creek Studios. I'm Jarod.
I am Ryan.
Hey, this is Joe coming at you.
And we're not going to go Christmas. We're not going to go holidays.
But they were expecting it.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Bah humbug.
Blow a tree out of your ass.
It's like, maybe at this point in this part of the year, you need a break from, the Christmas channel on the radio. You're tired of hearing Holly Jolly Christmas or whatever.
No, you know what I want to hear? It's cold outside.
Oh, baby, it's cold outside. Yeah, that's some shit.
I want to see.
Right after we watch Rudolph.
Yeah. Rudolph's racist. Charlie Brown's racist too.
Charlie Brown's racist. Oh yeah, segregating racist.
Yeah, and Baby It's Cold Outside. Apparently he just it's Cosby is the original artist.
Yeah, they showed a video of Ricardo Montalban and a woman. I don't know who it was.
Was he one of the original artists or something? I think
he was just doing a rendition of that song. Okay. And they were acting it out as like the lyrics were. And
was he in a Chrysler Cordoba with fine Corinthian leather?
Exactly. No, he was in a Dodge Aspen wagon with the roof cut off and tapestry everywhere and a young midget hanging out the back.
Well, tattoo had to get a start somewhere, Yeah.
But anyhow, he's playing this out. He's pushing his chick on the couch and everything, and whew.
It's a little rough.
Yeah. I mean, it's
See, the thing is though, that nobody until this news story, I think, I'd never crossed my mind.
Oh, I think if I'd listened to it, I'd be laughing my ass off. Like, you hear what's in this drink?
Well, I think that was a part of the vernacular when that came out in the 40s or whatever.
It came out in the 40s, and
it's basically what's in this drink,
It's a very flirtatious song on both sides. Like, she's trying to play it coy, but, she wants to hang around.
No, she's wanting to leave.
She's not like clawing for the door. And
no, literally, she's trying to put her coat on.
She's literally trying to walk out the door.
Yeah. She's worried, but it's not like she's worried about, some fucking bukkake film being filmed there. She's more worried about the way it was explained. It's like she's worried about being seen leaving the house.
In the public, the neighbors thing.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. And being what's in the drink, Spanish Fly didn't come out until the 70s, so I think they're talking more just the fact that there's wine instead of a soft drink in there or something. But
yeah,
it's still awesome the way I hear it. The way I hear it, Ricardo Montalban is ready to put
song's been around for
in fifth
80
base.
years or 75 years,
just now considered,
and now everybody's going to get up on our. Same with Charlie Brown.
Me too.
Same with the Rudolph. What was the Rudolph thing?
Oh man, what wasn't racist, homophobic, sexist?
Oh, why? Because the elf wants to be a dentist. Does that make him gay?
The way they treat him is.
I think
you can't be a dentist. You need to be this. Oh my gosh!
I think because his nose lights up, it's like BDSM or whatever, and
it's also
Santa's
the
wanting to put it in his ass. I don't know.
Well, I've seen the guy that wants to be a dentist is very flamboyant, and I love being a dentist. Yeah. He's very kind of.
See, no one ever thought about that.
Goes. I bet they were thinking about it back then. That's
why they spit it.
That's why they did it. They portrayed him that way, and then had the other elf disgusted at the fact that he would want to be a dentist. Oh my gosh!
Because they're elves. That's
Grab
their lifestyle.
Your fucking hammer and make a horse.
But there's also as the father reindeer's going off to look for. I don't think is it Comet?
I think it's Comet.
Is going off to look for Rudolph, and the mother wants to come help too, and he says no. This is man's work.
A woman's job is in the stable.
Basically. So, I mean, but the whole point is that was the point. All this negative stereotypes were supposed to be seen as negative. Like, these are the naive, older generation.
So basically, we just boycott everything because Leave It to Beaver was a pretty good show.
A little hard on the beaver.
A little hard on the beef,
a little hard on the beaver last night, weren't you, Ward?
But it's
he would always come home and have a highball.
Yeah, where does it end? She had it ready for him. And she was dressed in her little dress and her little Stepford Wives outfit,
Where's the dress in my drink, bitch? I'm not playing.
I heard that A Christmas Story that I think is TNT or TBS was not good. They do a marathon every Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, whatever, and they play it all day long. And they're not doing that because, well, I don't know if this is true or not. It might have been like a fake news thing or something like that, but it was because of the bullying scene where
but
Ralphie
he wins. He wins at the end.
Eventually wins, and I'm like, the bullying scene's what got him. It's not making fun of all the Asian people at the end of the movie. That doesn't bother anybody.
Right.
Fa rah 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 rah. That doesn't bother anybody. It's because the kid got bullied.
Yeah,
bullshit.
The horse with bars of Rory.
And no one had a problem with that. It's all about Ralphie getting bullied.
Well, speaking of homophobia and
speaking of not talking about Christmas
treating,
this time,
yeah, we weren't going to talk about Christmas. Treating people differently.
Yeah.
I had some accusations thrown around at me at work the other day, and
you didn't touch anybody, did you?
Well, no. There was some touching going on.
Why is there a camera in the bathroom?
Yeah.
Why is
Somebody
this GoPro
noticed
here with your name carved in the back of it, Jarod?
I don't know why they were looking, but somebody noticed that my belt was on wrong, according to them. And I said, "What the fuck you mean wrong?
Quit staring at my
Is there
dick."
a right
Yeah,
way?"
I'd say, hey, stop looking at my package there,
Well,
dude.
It is a sight to behold.
Was it a dude?
It was a dude.
Yeah.
Name worse.
So apparently, and then we went around the room and took a poll.
Okay.
I'm the only
Your
one
poll?
that puts my belt on wrong. Quote, wrong. Is there a right way to put a belt on?
There is, and it's the way you
I
don't do it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
apparently so. So I feed my belt into the first loop on the right side, and I go around clockwise and ends up on the left side.
Yeah.
Apparently
I don't
that's
think
just
I could even do that.
bizarre and weird.
It's kind of like wiping with my left hand. I can't wipe with my left hand either. I mean, if I broke
Right.
my right hand, I'm fucked.
Yep.
You know, my wife's got a lot tougher job all of a sudden.
Yeah, well, we're gonna see how this death to his part shit works.
So I asked you guys off the air, and you both said you do it the right way. You feed it to the left, and
Yeah, I do it. Counterclockwise, if you will.
I guess
Right.
so. And apparently,
Australian rules, right?
yeah. I guess there's something to do with the way guys' pants and the button and the zipper and all that is on one side. Same thing with girls' blouses are on the
But
opposite.
that has nothing to
side
do
buttons.
with the belt.
Well, apparently it does. It's a military thing, I think. There's a name for it. I forgot. Everybody at work's going to give me shit.
Military code of conduct.
No, there's a name.
Getting dressed.
The something line. I forget, but it's the line of your buttons on your shirt that flap lines up with the buckle, lines up with the zipper flap on your pants. It all has to be in a line, whatever that is.
Yeah. All right. I don't think I can even see my belt because my belly hangs out too far. Yeah, I can't. It's in there. Yeah.
It's
I don't
on
have
the
a
correct
belt on.
side, apparently.
I've been trying to wear clothes more appropriate for the studio. I don't want to see her
Sweatpants.
sweat.
You foregone the belt.
Well, I was wearing sweatpants. I
Yeah.
figured, screw it.
But of course, as anything else, when there's a guy's way to do it and a girl's way to do it, and if you do it the wrong way, you're gay.
Yeah.
Of course.
You
So,
may as well have sucked a dick.
Apparently,
Yeah.
I'm
Two
gay.
earring wearing.
But I tried to go the other way.
Wait, hold on.
I did.
He tried it.
It didn't.
This is not going
He
to
met
didn't-
George Michael in a bathroom. It just didn't
tried.
feel right.
And it was awkward. It was weird. And I had to go back. And it
Tasted
just feels
salty.
it feels natural.
to go.
The other way feels
the other way.
unnatural to me. I tried.
Well, just stick with what you know, man. It's not that
I went
big of a
both
deal.
ways for a while.
You've made it 40 years, or I don't know how long you've been wearing a belt, but let's call it 30
Close.
that you've been wearing a belt regularly, right? And it took that long for someone to notice that you're
Right.
doing it different. Yeah. Tell that he's
Yeah.
listening.
He's listening.
Yeah, you just come on, man.
Quit staring at his dick.
Yeah. We got bigger fish to fry here. Don't you understand? We talk about important issues on
Hey, you
this
know what's even
fucking
more
podcast.
fucked up that I gotta say?
You're putting these weird thoughts in Jared's head, diverting
kinds
his
of
focus
paranoia.
from what's
Yeah,
important, you know?
It's time zones. Leave him alone.
Yeah. That's probably the same guy. It's his fault, isn't it? He brought up the time
yeah.
zone thing.
Yep.
I'll tell you what, though. Sounds like y'all don't get a lot of shit done at work. If I brought some shit up
No
like
comment.
that, somebody come running up and be like, get the fucking work, man.
You got a wrench to turn or something?
Fuck your belt.
Worry about belts.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're just waiting for a file to move from this folder to that folder.
Yeah.
Ask him which way he loops his belt when he does autoerotic asphyxiation.
It's always to
Hanging
the
over
left.
the shower
Yeah,
rod.
he's hanging when he's got it tied to a doorknob and it's locked and he's choking himself and the kids are banging on it. Let me in, let me in.
All right. Well, I think we answered that question.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Did we? I mean, well, there was other parts of that too. It was the way the blouses button and stuff like that. You're right. The women do it a different way, but I never thought of how you put a belt on. I would imagine it would be really awkward if I was to find a pair of woman's jeans that fit me, and all of a sudden I got to zip them the other way. It'd fuck me up pretty hard, you know.
Maybe.
But luckily, I've never had to worry about that. But
yeah,
that's weird.
I always take my pants off, loop the belt, then put my pants on.
Say what?
I'm fucking.
I was gonna say that can't be.
I'm fat, but I can still put a belt on.
I got a hard time hitting the 6 o'clock back here, loop.
I gotta take everything off and then sit down in a chair.
I use a piece of Hot Wheels track and I tape it to the fucking belt and I
tie my belt to a boomerang. Catch it on the backside.
Oh shit.
So we were going to talk about professions that are going the way of the dodo.
It might be ours.
Yeah,
if we keep this shit up.
Podcaster. Homebrew podcasters.
Yeah.
Yeah. You had mentioned that you went recently and tried to get a good quality barber haircut.
Yeah, see, my wife doesn't want to. She doesn't want to cut my hair. She says I'm too picky. I know your wife is kind enough to be your barber.
Kind is not the word.
I'm my own barber. Have been for years.
Yeah, and you pretty much just buzz everything off, right?
Because I'm dumb haircut.
I am somewhat particular. I mean, I will go to anybody really, but if I find someone I like it. Mm-hmm. And the folks that I've had in the past that I have enjoyed their services have generally been trained in the skills of barbering. I don't know if that's the right word or not, but meaning they went to a barber school. They learned how to use a straight razor. They learned how to shave a man's neck. They learned how to do a lineup across the brow and down the sideburns.
Take care of a widow's peak.
Yeah, they learned how to do things for a gentleman's haircut, and that profession really doesn't exist, at least around here, which we are in a suburban, rural.
Oh, I think it's more widespread than I don't think the plague is starting here. I don't think we're patient one.
No, I think but in the suburbia it's worse. If you go to an urban, African American neighborhood, there's barbers. So here's my evidence.
Yeah, but I bet I'm telling you, I don't think it's as prevalent as you think.
The last guy that I had that did a really good job, he was the only mobile barber in the state of Missouri, and he came to my office in a big Airstream trailer. He did a great job, and he was fresh out of barber college, and I
thought he had the whole world by his balls.
Yeah, well, he ended up selling the trailer and finding anher job.
Yeah,
the guy bailed on me.
Fucking sold my last pair of scissors.
But he was really good, and I said, so where'd you go to school to do this? How do you learn to do this? He goes, well, there's a couple barber colleges. I was like, really? I said, that's cool. He goes, yeah, there's not many that aren't predominantly African American,
really?
Or for ethnic haircuts and things like that. I was like, well, why do you think? And he says, well, because black people's hair grows different. You have to know how to cut it just right. You can't just go into a Great Clips and expect that they're going to know how to cut hair the right way. And he goes, at this college, they teach you all of those things, how to do a razor shave, all of the traditional
high top fade.
Yeah, how to do a true crew cut, how to do a high top fade, how to do any men's haircut.
It's you don't mousse it and then set a racket on your head.
No,
because that's how I thought you did it.
Yeah, that's how Kid and Play did it, or which one had the hair? Is that Play or Kid? Yeah, whatever.
It's the light skin brother.
Yeah, but yeah, he said he was the only white guy. Yeah, everybody else, the instructors, all his other classmates were all African American.
So that's
guys.
kind of.
I'd like to see that class photo.
I would too, and I'd like to find one of his classmates to cut my damn hair.
Yeah.
Well,
I think I just got to go to the right neighborhood and
that's where you can't really say, oh, that's just your perception, or that's a racist statement that it's African American communities that have, No, here's the school that's training all the people who are barbers, and they're all.
I'm not saying there's obviously exceptions.
The only white guy, sure.
But you go into a Fantastic Sam's or Great Clips, or we have the hair salon for men. There's a place called Iconic Male that's near my office. That's one of the places where I will go. But even those people, even at the hair salon for men, they are cosmetology school graduates. They went. They are usually females, and they went to school to learn how to cut and color and perm women's hair. And then they realize when they get out of the school, they're like, well, shit, I don't want to start my own salon, so I'm going to go work here. And they realize it's a bunch of dudes that come in. Now all of a sudden they got to learn how to cut a crew cut, and they don't know how.
Just learn number 4 on the wall. You'll be fine. My wife is always, she said that's hard for her. She has one now, thank God. But yeah, finding someone to do your hair, it's impossible. And yeah, it's just because people aren't getting into it because, like you had said before, the money's just not there. I mean, if you want to have the quote-unquote American dream, you can't have it that way. You just can't.
Yeah,
the money's not there unless you can build. Unless you can build your clientele.
Right.
People don't want to pay a lot extra to have that barber experience and get the.
I don't know. My dad spends. I think he spends like $25 for a haircut.
This dude came in the Airstream trailer. I'm no shit. I was spending $50 for that guy to come cut my hair.
But see, that's what I'm saying. Not many people want to spend $50 to have a fade put into their head.
Well, I don't get a fade. I mean, I do get a fade. It's kind of a fade, but I mean, I just.
But if you liked it and you were happy with your haircut and you weren't previously paying $25, then $50 is a small price to pay to be happy.
Sure, but there's a reason they're all going out of business and disappearing.
Yeah. Well, I think it's hard to build up that clientele. It's hard unless you like inherit a shop where you got to, they're built in,
You said some of what goes along with that is sort of the presentation, right? The smock or the lab coat looking thing.
I was just using that guy that whenever I was a kid that cut my hair, he was old school. I mean, he looked like Floyd the Barber from the Andy Griffith Show. He wore the zippered, like kind of a vinyl smock that all the hair would just fall right off of, so he didn't have hair all over him. And he had the whole thing, the whole look. I mean, and his. Even his technique, the way he kind of moved around the chair, he was always busy. His scissors were always click, 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 click. It was a whole thing. And then the guy, from age 10 till 25 that cut my hair, I mean, he had his gimmick. He knew how to use a straight razor. He did a really good job, and he ended up going crazy because of other business ventures, I believe, and just vanished off the face of the earth. But.
Actually, I cut llama's hair.
Sounds exciting.
Yeah, I mean, I think it. I don't know. You think it's not that can't be that stressful. It's cutting hair or whatever. But I think it just wears on.
Any job is stressful.
Yeah, right. You do the same thing over and over again enough times.
How many times you got to tell a kid to be quiet in the library?
Right.
Fuck! Shut the. Oh my God! I want to kill that kid.
But if there was like an old-fashioned barber shop with 3 chairs and 3 guys, that knew, or gals, but all trained in those skills and truly catered, not just kind of acted like they did at the hair salon and things like that. I think that you'd have a hell of a business here, and you charge a fair price. You know, because in reality, it doesn't take that long to cut a guy's hair. Most of it's clippers, and it's not hard to do. I mean, you guys do it yourself. You know how long it takes.
There's still you're paying for a skill. You're paying for. They're putting product. They're using shit. They got to pay for the seat. They got to pay for the lights.
Right? Yeah. Someone's got to pay the water bill.
Somebody's got to do it. It's called the patron. That's how that shit works.
It's a dying art.
But see, I am willing to spend the monmoney. I just need to find.
I think people are too, but the thing is I think the demand is out surpassing the supply.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of people that are just completely fine with going to Great Clips.
That's the thing. People want to spend $10-15 at Great Clips or whatever.
And more people care about that than care about.
Yeah, and then they all look like the same fucking person. We're all going to be caramel colored in 50 years anyhow, so what's the fucking difference? We'll all just have the Star Trek clothes. And
I did take my kids to one of those places, Great Clips or whatever, and
he'll spend $50 on his own haircut, but his kids
this last time I
clips.
did. Well, Chuck likes the lady that she's usually
they used
there.
to just let goats chew on their head until it was all gone.
They used to just be able to lick it off, and then they got a little older, have to cut it here and there. But both their hair, it's fine, but it's not great, and it's like little shit that I noticed that like they're walking in front of me. I'm like, the line on the back of his neck is not quite straight. I'm like, fuck, how hard is it to do that?
Right.
That's like the easiest part of a haircut, and it's because they're just pumping them out because they're only charging $15. They're like bam, bam, bam.
Yeah, you gotta hurry them do it.
Which goes to the theme of this, I think, is that it's not about the customer anymore. It's about the almighty dollar. It's about just churn and burn, and let's say the restaurants
it's like
turn
oil
tables.
Changes too. You used to be able to get a good quality undercarriage lube, so to speak, and now it's fucking you're lucky if you drive out and your motor's not knocking.
Right.
So
you're lucky you got a filter on the bottom of it.
Right.
Yeah.
So I always go to the dealer, which is expensive, but
yeah, you're getting the right stuff done.
I know at least I have someone I can go talk to when my motor starts doing it.
Right.
Hey, dumbass, I don't know what gimp you got underneath here, but he fucked it up, and now I know that there's enough glass in here to start breaking until something happens.
Right.
So what's another profession that's kind of going away or not done as well anymore?
I looked at the paper real quick and I wrote down dying profession that looked like drug traffickers, but that's not
a dying art.
Well, yeah, that is a dying art. The hours are long and the people are really bad.
Your customers keep
There's
dying.
some hazards.
Yeah. They fucking constantly have turnover. Shit. Right
back. Sorry, I dropped ice on the floor. Didn't want you to have your carpet.
It's all good. Blame it on the dog.
What are you getting that shit shipped to you?
I bought a case of this and I bought a bunch. I bought a bunch of beer. I'm drinking a Yingling tonight. I'm actually drinking Yingling mostly, and then I got a few of these Nola blonde ales too. But
I do have a beer we're gonna bust out and pour in a mug and everything in a little bit.
Okay.
In a little bit.
So what did you write down that wasn't
so
train
we wrote down train conductors.
Oh, okay.
Which Joe said it at first, and I was like, "What?" And I, but I think it's actually a very realistic and relevant.
Yeah.
But the question I have is, were train conductors really doing anything that was like, man, I'm glad we got.
I don't know. Did you ever see the old ones where you're fucking shovel coal and
shit?
Well, right.
You've seen the Polar Express? For Christ's sake, that guy made magic happen.
No, and I don't mean
the guys with the beard and the pin.
I'm even talking about here our Metrolink or subways. I mean, all that shit's can go complete full automation, whereas they do have someone on the front and the rear.
Well, I think also it's a profession that most people kind of take for granted. You don't see it. We see the train going by every once in a while. If you get stuck in traffic, it just pisses you off, but you don't think about the guy that's making that happen. And there's trains that are just going all over this country every moment of every day, moving cars, moving cargo, moving the shit you buy at Walmart all the time.
But if you think about it, so they got the self-driving cars that and don't get off the lanes and shit like that. That train's not going to go off the
right. It'd be pretty easy to automate.
When you think of recent train accidents, the one that I was thinking of was in Philly.
And that was human error.
Yeah. 107 miles an hour, motherfuckers chugging on down the line, and so you would have
on into an S-turn on a train track.
We're on two wheels with Bolton Luke Duke and a fucking train. But yeah, you would lose that. So I understand, but those are good, high-paying jobs.
Well, I think that's probably the only reason it hasn't happened yet is probably because I imagine they're unionized and there's some organization keeping them employed. Because otherwise, why wouldn't they?
Hey, it happens to everybody, though. They used to be, think of all the car plants.
Well, right. Yeah, you get replaced by robots or robot welders at least. And, I had a guy I went to college with that he quit. And he was working at the GM plant in Kansas City. And we went out to Kansas City and met up with them. And man, how you liking that? And this is when we were young, so he was entry level, right? How you liking the job at the GM plant? He goes, yeah, it's good money, but it's really monotonous. And I'm like, well, what do you do? And he goes, well, this is early 90s, mid 90s. He goes, the Chevy step-side pickup truck? I said, yeah. He goes, it has a step right there in front of the wheel well. I said, yeah.
I love those.
That piece of rubber, that piece of
I love those.
That piece of plastic that sits on top of there. I said, yeah. He goes, I put those on. I'm like, wow, well, that's kind of cool. He goes,
right and left.
He goes, I only put the left one on.
Oh man!
So all day long, he gets another one out of the box and he hits it with a mallet, blank, and the fucking truck moves on. There's another asshole on the other side of the truck
that's what I'm
just
saying.
As miserable as he is.
But yeah, there's got to be. All the innards to the doors and shit like that. I can't believe that it takes 75 people to and then it moves on and somebody's got to step in and have some sort of fucking knowledge of that shit or else.
Well, I think that's where we're heading is that they've realized it goes to the $15 an hour wage for McDonald's workers. It's like at some point, they're going to demand too much money that it doesn't make sense anymore for the guy with all the money to continue to pay them that money, right? So if it's General Motors, which recently closed a whole bunch of plants and they're stopping production on a bunch of, they're announced they're closing. Yeah, right. So I don't think theirs is because of economics. Well, it's because of economics, but it's not because of the economics of pay. But McDonald's put an automated. I know a guy that tweeted something about automated ordering at McDonald's.
They're full of poop.
17 steps or something like that. Yeah.
The screens are covered in poop.
Did you see? Yeah. Have you seen that sign or whatever?
Well, yeah, it's not better, but that's where we're heading. McDonald's. So Jarod tweeted something about a sign at the McDonald's, I guess here in town, was it? And it was like, ordering online or
order on your phone.
Yeah, ordering on your phone is just this simple. And it was like 17 steps. It was literally
17 outlined steps of here. First, download the app, go to the app store, then click here.
You're not
then
selling me on this. But it isn't as terrible as it sounds. And it's a lot, in many cases, it's a lot better than talking to the kid behind the counter that's going to fuck it up anyway.
I'll always do that.
Until they're not there. Until they're not there.
So you
thought they're going that direction.
Well, you thought you'd never use self-checkout, but you have, which leads us down to another.
Well, you know why? Because it's fucking better.
Well, yeah, but eventually, if they make the experience of ordering your McDonald's better, where you can just touch screen, whether it's in the store or on your phone, and you say, you know what, I just pulled up. I want a Big Mac. I want a number one. I want a chocolate milkshake, and you boop boop boop, and it automatically takes
Jetsons to you.
Well, it automatically takes your money out of you. All right there, takes your money out. You pull up the window, you show them your phone. They go boop, and they hand you the right bag of shit. And you know your order's right, at least entered right.
Right.
We don't know if it's bagged right.
Well, they got the screen showing you that you can read it, but
it's all just steps to get us there. You know,
I'm down with that. I get that. The only reason I would still use Checkers. They only open 3 lanes,
right? Yeah, right.
And it's like they purposely stick assholes in them that are buying way. Come on now, everybody goes to the grocery store 4 times a week. It's just the way life is now. Are you kidding me? You're the one, and you are here, and you're all buying $300 worth of groceries each. Fuck me.
Well, yeah,
I don't believe it.
The Walmart's the same way. They got 30 aisles,
and only 3 are open.
Yeah, 3 or 4 are open, and
if that.
And now I've noticed that even the self checkout, they'll have a bunch at one end and a bunch at the other end. Right. One of them will be closed, and I'm like, why wouldn't you just leave those open? Take one of the people off of the actual registers that's just standing there with their thumb up their ass, and put them down to.
Oh, I know why. I do know why.
Do you?
They are in the back recording a Christmas and a Walmart employee Christmas album.
Is that what it is?
And you can order it.
Yeah,
I seen the
I look
cover
forward to
of
it. Yeah,
that's why. Oh shit! I gotta go in the back on The Soprano.
Time to do "Baby It's Cold Outside."
Yeah. To reenact. I so want to reenact in some sort of venue.
Hey, they got Barb taped to the chair back there. We got to do it now, or else she's gonna get angry.
Yeah. Put your coat down, bitch.
got that packing saran wrap. The wrapping girls.
But
now you mentioned the other day or earlier today that you got your shoes shined at the airport.
I did.
By a, I guess, professional. Was that
professional?
Some guy trying to make a buck.
No, this guy's a professional.
But I bet he does something else in addition to.
I don't know. I have
so
no idea.
How much did you pay for them?
It's just ridiculously cheap. It was $6, and I paid him $10. I gave him a $4 tip.
Right.
So I paid $10 to have my shoes shined, and it probably took him 10 minutes. So he was getting $1 a minute. That's $60 an hour to you and me. You know,
yeah, but he ain't doing it for an hour.
No, there's not a long line.
Right.
But so my son, the oldest boy, he was, bitching about shining shoes. And he's fucking military. You better figure out how to shine shoes. But I said, just go. When I go to the airport, I'll get them shined. And he goes, "Who does that? Nobody does that." I think that's what it was. He was coming through the airport, and someone offered to shine his shoes. And he goes, "Who the fuck gets their shoes shined?" I'm like, a lot of people do, and otherwise there still wouldn't be shoe shine stands in every airport across America. In every terminal, there's multiple stands,
and they still have one in Fairmont City too.
Do they?
Fairmont Park.
Yeah.
There's one in there.
That's all. I bet it's awesome. I bet it's a good job. The guys are always. You have to be personable if you're going to shine shoes, and they always got to. They're drumming up business, and they're hollering shit at you as you're walking down. I remember a few years ago, I was walking down. I had just shined my shoes the night before. I'm walking through the airport with I did it myself, and the guy goes, "Hey man, want to put a shine on those for you?" And I was like, "I just shined these." He goes, "Yeah, I could tell. You want me to put a shine on for you?"
Sounds like harassment.
So
to me.
he's got a gimmick, and he made me laugh, and I was like, "No, man, I'm good. Whatever." But they always do have a good personality. They're very they're just fun guys to talk to, and they're kind of like
it's a hustle.
It is, but it's in my opinion, it's
so
worth
Salvation Army.
Oh man.
But I don't know that it's a dying art. I think that there's not many shine guys out there, but they're out there. And the guy that did mine,
he'd make you fucking shoes like mirrors.
This guy,
go get your shine box.
He was talking about his dad still owns a cobbler shop. He owns a shoe repair shop, cobbler shop, and he's had it for this guy's whole life. And he said he's been shining shoes. This is the son for like 18 years. This has been his gig. Now, I don't know if he drives a cab. I don't know if he's, day trading. I don't know what he's doing in his off time.
No, I would think a cobbler shop has got to be on the way out. I mean, who's replacing the soles of their shoes anymore?
A lot of people do.
A lot?
I specifically buy shoes that can have the soles replaced.
I mean, the boots I got on now can be replaced, but I'm already looking at like.
So why wouldn't you? It would cost you if it cost you $20 to have a brand new pair of shoes.
Is it $20 to get soles put on boots?
I mean, it's not much.
Triple that.
No, it's not. Otherwise, they wouldn't be in business.
Well, then they should be going out of business because how can they make any money selling $20 for decent soles and the labor to do it?
It doesn't cost that much and it doesn't take them that long. Well, and the other thing is that most of the people that are repairing shoes nowadays are immigrants. They're not from they're not from the U.S. There's a guy up on Manchester.
It's hard to dispute that because the only place I know of is an immigrant doing it.
The guy that I've been to once, I took a pair of shoes into him. I was like, "Hey, I want these resold." He turned me down. He goes, "Well, I won't resell those." I was like, "Why?" He goes, "It's not worth it.
They're not nice enough.
Go buy a new pair of shoes." And I was like, "Oh, all right.
Fuck you, cobbler guy."
But I'm like,
hope you fucking close.
In his mind, he's looking at the leather. He's looking at the structure of the shoe and how it's constructed. It's like he was doing me a favor. It took me a while to figure it out, but he's doing me a favor. He's like, dude, just buy better shoes, and then and then you can have them resold every 2 years or 3 years, and make them like brand new because the upper of the shoe is of a fine quality. It's good leather.
I get it. I just feel like nobody does that anymore. Like hardly anybody does it.
I think this is 100% seal, asshole.
So I think that in your, I don't know what your. So even in my attire at work, I don't have to wear a suit anymore. I used to.
Right.
But you guys are probably wearing jeans and sneakers.
A lot of them do. Yeah.
Right. So in a lot of professions, people still wear dress shoes and slacks and a suit or whatever. Those are the guys that are doing it. After you buy a new pair of dress shoes once a year and you spend $100 on them, then at some point you're like, okay, if I buy these $250 pair of shoes and I can have them resold for $35 in 2 years or 3 years, that's a lot better deal. And shoes are pretty timeless. Men's dress shoes are pretty timeless.
Gets creased and worn looking and
but
whatever.
They can fix that. If it's good enough leather, they can fix all that.
All right.
Nah, it's a real thing. I trust you. It's a real thing. I've only had a couple of pairs in my life.
But the point is, there's hardly any of them around. So it can't be everybody doing this because there's no cobblers around. Well, because
dress codes change in offices. I used to have to wear a suit. I don't. Casual dress codes are taking out those types of jobs, and this disposable environment that we live in.
We're going to be able to pull shirts out of like it's the seat covers at the toilet.
Yeah. People aren't buying $200 pairs of shoes; they're buying $50 pairs of shoes, and then
Steve
spending $30.
Steve Madden and who's that?
Right,
Stacey Adams.
They would disagree.
Well, I'm not saying nobody, but there's a whole market of Skechers out there that look kind of like a dress shoe, and then they wear out, and you spent $40 on it.
I got a pair of fucking. There's these. I got them at Payless, and it was for my brother's wedding in 16. And
you got them at Payless, so they're a high quality leather.
And I call them my Bruno Malley's.
But you only probably worn them twice in your life, maybe, right?
I have.
So they probably do look like new almost. You got to dust them off if anything.
No, they look like shit. They're terrible. Their slip-ons are terrible. They're just terrible. They're almost Velcro. And I purposely did it.
Well, if you're not going to wear them. I mean, I wear usually, when the weather's nice, I wear dress shoes every day. I usually wear jeans, but I'll wear a nice pair of shoes. And I wear them out. I'm about to need to have both pairs of my shoes. I have brown and black. I'll probably get a new pair as well, but I'm going to get those.
Bougie, isn't he?
I'm going to get those resold. No, I'm actually a cheap motherfucker. That's the cheap way to do it. If I was bougie, I'd be buying new $300 pair of shoes every fucking year.
Well, then you walking around with these nice, clean ass fucking dress shoes and shit.
Well, in my line of work, sir, you know, pimp. You can't. It's a different
my line
world.
of work. These bitches got to be ready.
Was it this? I forget who said it, but it was never hire a man with scuffed shoes if you're in the business world. And I want to say it was like who was the guy who used to be in charge of GE? I can't remember his name, but he's written a bunch of books and shit. Super smart business guy.
Coca.
No, not that guy. Different guy. His name's escaping me.
Never hire a man with scuffed shoes.
Yeah.
Fuck, I'd be homeless.
Yeah.
But again, this is in the business world. In you know, when
business. In the business
it's
world.
not in the
It's not in the fucking lowly.
It's not what I'm saying. It's not what I'm saying. You're putting fucking words in my mouth.
No, I got you, man. I get you. It's two different worlds. That's why I don't get it. You know, I would love to have that shit. I would love to have a fucking clean ass set of Stacey Adams and shit.
Never hire a body man who doesn't have scuffs on his shoes.
Well, that or never hire a body man that doesn't have a big enough toolbox. It's the same kind of thing.
Wounds.
Yeah, I mean, if you walk in and you say, "Hey, I want to be your body man," and they say, "All right, yeah, you're hired." And you're
it's
like,
funny you say that because
I'm going to need some tools.
They ask you about. They do ask you what kind of toolbox you got.
Yeah, I mean it's I guess it's probably a real close equivalent. You know, that you either appear a certain way and have a certain skill set on your resume.
Thinking that way, then I've got a really nice pair of
you do
shoes.
Yeah,
right.
You do. They ain't scuffed.
They're just dirty, but I got a clean pair of shoes for work.
Anyway, not enough on that. I think there will be a market for shoe shine guys for years.
There'll
be
a market for all of these things. That's the thing I'm saying. So you go on from there. There's a market. We talked about the train conductor. There will always be a market for that, automated or not, because the automation will show that without a human to be able to
correct
to correct the wrong, you got to be able to think on the fly. Airlines are not going to be able to do the GPS flying because there's too much at stake.
Right,
275 people up in the air, not to have a human there that can handle the situation, that can do it. I mean, great case in point, the Hudson. Sully.
Yeah, Sully Sullenberger or whatever, yeah.
You that could not have had a Tesla would have drove right into the goddamn water and we all would have died and that'd have been it. They wouldn't even have dropped the mask. But with the human there, you have that that reasoning, that deduction. And I think you lose that with everything. Problem of it is no one wants to do that shit. No one wants to say, okay, I'm going to be a fucking airline pilot and I'm going to give it my all. No. The only thing I'm going to give their all to is laying on their ass and make sure that Dr. Phil doesn't get canceled.
Right. Well, I think that you're absolutely right, that nobody wants to do the jobs. And so the question is, why don't people want to do these jobs? And this is kind of what Mike Rowe talks about, that there's nothing, it's not just these types of jobs, it's blue collar jobs. Nobody wants to be
no one definitely
the backhoe driver. No one gets into their junior year of high school and says, "No, Mom, I think I really want to just drive the backhoe." But there's good money in being a laborer doing that kind of stuff. There's good money in being a welder and being especially a high iron welder,
Well, working on bridges and shit, there's good money to that. So, the underwater welders, them motherfuckers are paid.
Yeah, so the problem is, I think for many years there was, it was considered, if you didn't go to college and you didn't get that business degree,
you just pissed your fucking life away.
Well, then you were looked down on, and people were it was indoctrinated into people, and that couldn't be anything more false. There are a lot of people I know that make as good or better money that I do that never set foot on a college campus, and more power to them. That the problem is realizing that that's a path. It's the game of life, right? Realizing that that's an option for you, and saying, okay, I choose that option. I really don't like fucking school. I don't want to do that anymore. I can go learn how to do this, and I can make a sound living off of it. So with some of these, I think train conductors, they can make a pretty good living. But like, we have tailors written down too, but shoe shine guys and tailors and barbers, yeah, maybe the money's not there, so that's why they're kind of dying out.
Could be though.
It could be, yeah,
because they can monopolize on the fact that there isn't. For the most part, people have hair, and with barbers being down to, I would say, a third of what they were at their height. Let's
easily,
just say it,
yeah, if not less. Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Yeah,
I mean, the supply outweighs, or the demand is outweighing the supply. So
that was the case that I made. That if in a small town like this, or even in a suburb of St. Louis, that's not a small town but a small community, if you will, if you get that strip mall location that doesn't have to be huge, and you put 3 chairs in there. And you got 3 people that can cut, barbers, true barbers.
Well, that meet the standard,
and you market it, and you stand out in the parking lot, and you say, "Look, gentlemen, you look like you might need a haircut. Why don't you come in here? I'll give you a deal on the first one. I guarantee you're going to have a better time in here, and I'm going to take better care of your head than they are at Great Clips,
well,
because
I'll tell you,
she knows how to cut and color and perm. She doesn't know how to cut a crew cut."
Right. My sister, who lives up where I grew up, drives to Waterloo to go to the same girl that my wife does, because she can't find nobody.
She's that good.
Right. Don't you think some of that, though? So some of it is the people who are doing the work don't want to do it. So young people don't want to learn a skill or whatever, and and be good at it. So as there becomes less of the people doing the work, there's then the next generation. There's less people to teach it the right way and teach it well. And so whoever does say, "Yeah, I'd like to be a barber," where do you go to learn besides a college? But you don't know anybody that's good at it. There's nobody around here who is a barber who can tell you and show you how to do it right and get you interested in doing it right.
Most of those colleges are merging.
So you go to
now.
Great Clips and think
Clown and barber are merging.
Right.
And the jugglers, they're there now.
I'd take a good barber if he was wearing clown makeup. That's fine.
I don't know. I'd be terrified. Can I just do this with my eyes closed?
But I think you said that'll never go away. There's always going to be people that want to get their shoes resold and their haircut. But instead of a cobbler in every small town and a barber or a shoe shiner on the corner of every main street, it's you got to drive 40 minutes to go find somebody over in St. Louis.
And that's how it's going to be.
Yeah. Well, that's what my objective is before my next haircut, which I got about 2 weeks, is that I'm going to find a true barbershop. I will.
Fucking baba.
And I don't care if I got to go. I mean,
my dad goes to a real barber. Like a real barber.
Does he? Up by where he lives?
Yeah.
Is he an old guy?
I think he is.
So that's a strike against him. Only because
he won't be there long.
Well, he won't be there long, and I found a barbershop.
I don't know. I'll ask him.
And it's near my work. You definitely do. I'm interested. I'm intrigued.
It's a ride. It'd be up.
I'm okay. I'm all right. And this guy is right by my office, and it's old barbershop. And I went in, and it was truly. I mean, the TV was even old. Everything was old. They only took cash. Everything was old. And the guy that cut my hair didn't take appointments. Just walk-ins only. Super nice guy, but he was blind as a fucking bat, and he took forever too. He was
no, that's a 20.
So I think I gave him. I think it was like $12 to get my hair cut. I tipped him. I get out, and I knew it was fucked. I knew it was a problem, but I didn't have the heart to say anything to this sweet old guy. Like, man, you fucked up my head, But I immediately got in my truck, and I went down the street to the Great Clips, or whatever it was, Fantastic Sam's, and I walked in. And I said, I just need you to fix this. And she's like, "Oh, yeah, what happened?" I'm like, "I went to that barber shop." And she goes, "We get a lot of people that come in here after seeing him."
He wrote his name in the back of your head.
He just needs to retire is the thing. I mean, he was probably an exceptional barber in his day. He just doesn't realize that his skills have left him. His vision has left him.
What you should have done was do like a Molotov cocktail into his place.
I just
fucking close, old man.
I think that people would embrace it if they knew that it was you could go there and get a reliably good haircut. But I don't know,
for cash.
Yeah. Oh, and maybe they get the square, and they can take a debit card.
Oh, shit, doesn't sound like he'd do that.
No, he was cash only, man. That was it. So what else do we have on? You said a good one. Pharmacists.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a dying breed?
Well, it's getting automated.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
I mean, okay. I think that there'll still be.
There'll be a pharmacist, but it'll be able to do the work of multiple pharmacists.
Right. Everything will be automated. You just hit a button, a pill.
Well, it'll come down, and a pharmacist will check it.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I think the main,
there's regulations.
I don't know, but I think the main job of a pharmacist is to make sure it's right. Make sure you got the right dose, to make sure.
But it'll be
even
able
if it
to
is automated, they got to make sure
right.
that this scoop got the right amount.
You got to think about it.
Well,
look at all these mail order
pharmacists. You're talking about like the Walgreens pharmacists, the CVS pharmacists, the guy at the Walmart.
They're going to the wayside,
right? Which would be,
and then you think about all these mail order, pills now.
Yeah,
I mean that's being checked.
And all this stuff. Yeah,
I mean you could have all that shit come down a fucking. What the hell are those things called?
I don't know. I imagine something like out of Dr. Seuss, where it's just like you pull a lever and all other kinds of shit starts happening.
What are those? They got a name for them, like a
vacuum tubes.
No, like a
I don't know.
Braxton Hicks. That's what I'm coming to my head.
What you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking
about? Yeah. No, the mechanisms where it's like one thing causes another thing. What are those fucking called?
Yeah, shit. Our kids do them in school.
Yeah. Shit. Anyway, anyhow, you know what we're talking about.
You could have a factory full of that shit, and all would trickle down to is the back door with one pharmacist standing there making sure everything's coming out, going on the truck.
And every time a chicken lays an egg, another bottle of pills is filled.
Right.
So I come from a long line of pharmacists in my family, matter of fact.
Really?
And so my grandfather,
how are their shoes?
My great uncle, perfectly shined because there was a guy right out in front of the shop. And my uncle, my dad's brother, were all pharmacists, and so my generation is the first one without a pharmacist for 3 or whatever, I don't know, 2, 3. So my grandfather and his brother, they had their own stores, they had their own drugstores and soda fountain, the whole early 20th century experience, and then Walgreens came in. Well, Walgreens was a franchisee at the time. And so Walgreens decided that they didn't want to franchise anymore, so they started buying out all the shops, and they opened.
The Mormons bought all the Walgreens, and then they sold them back.
Yeah, well, but they were not allowing you to have the corner drugstore with the Walgreens brand on it anymore. That wasn't allowed. So that kind of pissed off my grandfather and my great uncle, but they persisted and they made fine careers out of it. Well, when my uncle. He graduated from the St. Louis College of Pharmacy, as did my grandfather. He didn't want to deal because he had this bad taste in his mouth. He had heard all these bad things about Walgreens that he didn't want to go do that. Mm-hmm. So he wanted to be what I guess they call a clinical pharmacist. Mm-hmm. So he worked in hospitals his whole life, and he was trying. That's a good deal. He was trying new things. He he knew all the drugs. The pharmaceutical companies were bringing stuff. He was there to say. Yeah, it might work for that. Yes, you can do a trial.
Cocktailing.
Yeah, I mean, or he was approving, a use that was not necessarily the orthodox use of the drug.
I got Zoloft. Is that going to take care of my acne? You can try it.
But he took great pride in being a different breed of pharmacists so those type of guys, like my uncle, they'll have to be there. They're just like a doctor. I mean,
I think R&D. Definitely, which is
and the guys that work for the pharmaceutical company, those pharmacists,
they'll never go away.
So what we're talking about is the Walgreens guy.
You're talking about your bottom rungs.
Yeah. Which they would be pissed if they. But that's how people think of it. It's like, you're a pharmacist. You work at Walmart? Well, you're just a pill pusher.
Well, shit, I don't think that way. I hold pharmacists in high.
Well, I know they went to the same school and all that.
I hold them in high regard because I would have loved to have been one. But yeah, like when I go to Schnucks. And I'll have like a couple things in my cart, and they'll I don't eat all of them, and they're like, "You want to bring?" No,
that's not your job. Yeah,
your job is this.
Right.
I'll go to those fucking lackeys.
Yeah. I had a couple buddies that went to St. Louis College of Pharmacy.
Like, fucking right. Pack up my Cheez-Its. And
where's your goddamn bags at?
And they both got their myself. They all got their degrees in pharmacology or pharmacy or whatever, but then they end up going, and it was like a guarantee that they would get a job with Walgreens.
It was.
And they get a job with Walgreens, and they end up going into retail management, basically, is what it turns into. And no longer are they doing what they went to school for. Now they're running. So
now they're yelling at a high school kid who's not stacking the Easter bunnies fast enough,
or someone's not manning the photo booth or whatever the hell it is. It's like, and I'm like, boy, that would piss me off a little bit.
Shit.
I mean, I guess they're making enough money; they don't care. But I do hear the pay as well is good. But I'm like, that's kind of a waste of what they were trained to do. But whatever. What do we know? Did we cover all of our bases?
Yeah, I think so.
I think that's all the professions that are going away.
That's it, just those. So if you guys are in that, you're
what
fucked.
was the website I was talking
if
about?
you're in that shopping cart.
Can a computer replace me? I don't know if that's the website. I'll have to look it up. But
something like that.
It's something like that. Can I be replaced by a computer? Can my job be replaced? And it's an interesting website, and I've played around with it, and I'm screwed. But I think that there's a lot of jobs out there that, you know.
Computer, no. A hockey mask can do what you do.
But yeah, I mean.
A rotten pumpkin.
Close.
That's fucking terrible.
Yeah. No, I think that there's a lot of jobs that we take for granted that can't be, you know, things that you know you couldn't have.
Well, the Asians are doing one hell of a job is trying to replace prostitution with
the
robots.
Oldest profession.
Yes,
right.
the oldest profession. I was telling
tell
you
us
guys
about what you saw the other day.
So football pissed me off Sunday, and not for long. We got back together pretty quick, but yeah, I turned on I was flipping through my cable channels and I came across this documentary about robots, and basically what you're saying: can my job be replaced by a computer or a robot?
Yeah. What's next, right?
What's next? And it's showing all, you know, how automated the world's gotten, everything, and then they kind of went next generation with this shit, and it's all over in Japan and China, and yeah, these motherfuckers are banging robots, literally banging robots.
Yeah,
but they're like really realistic.
Oh, they
looking,
look. So this dude sat down. So there's a robot sitting there, and you wouldn't fucking know that it's a robot. It's blinking at you and shit, and looking, and its head's moving. And then the dude sits right down next to it, looks just like it. And he starts talking in Mandarin.
Japanese.
Yeah. And
something.
Whatever.
Yeah. Not English.
Yeah, not English. And it's all subtitled. And he's explaining, this is a drone that or droid that I made.
He made it?
Yeah, he's like robotics. And
we're
not sitting in some asshole's basement.
Yeah, well, I mean,
they're not like stuffing pillows over flannel shirts and fucking them.
Like weird science where Kelly LeBrock comes out of the bathroom.
Yeah, they're damn near. And it's fucking. And now, he wasn't banging himself type thing. He just made it to show that he could do it, and it's skin and everything. And
he's banging it.
Yeah, he might be. Like, Dutch.
I don't fuck this one. I just made it to show that I could do it. But no, I definitely don't. Yeah, sure you don't. There, Ying.
But it's him. It's him. So it would look. Just
he made a robot of himself.
Oh,
right.
Yeah,
he's really
probably not.
Yeah. So
that.
if he's banging
you never
it,
know, man.
He's Dutch ruddering that shit. He's like, okay, I got the arm working good.
Pretty sure if someone made a robot, a Trump robot, and gave it to Trump would fuck that robot.
At least
if you love yourself enough, is my point. You're gonna. Look at that handsome motherfucker over there. I am.
You at least get blown. But so then they started getting into this like robotics con, so to speak, this big huge thing, and these fucking robots look real. They do, and they're talking, and they're like, this one company, we only build model style robots because why build a fat robot? That's what it's saying. My skin is perfect, everything's perfect, and they do. But
for now, someone's gonna get offended and be like, I want a chubby robot, you know.
Yeah,
that's where it goes off the rails.
But I wouldn't want such an obedient robot. This thing is like fucking, you're the best, and it's saying it's this. I'll get to that. So anyhow,
it's like Rocky IV with Polly's robot.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Who taught her to talk like that, Polly? She's my girl.
She loves me.
That's good. So then then they move along out of this. So all these robots are human like, real human like, and then they go into this dude that works. I was telling you guys, this dude working in some sort of, I don't know,
like an office
environment, like Facebook over there, but it's not Facebook. But it looks like Google, like a Google office, but over there,
right?
And he's got this robot sitting next to him, and it's his girlfriend. He's telling you he's a girlfriend. And everything.
Hold on, he brings this robot in to work with him.
Well, he lives at work too, because he's got you go out of this room or out of this big open area, and you go into like probably a janitor's closet.
Yeah.
And there's these, they almost look like, I don't know, maybe 2 foot by 3 foot pods.
Cells.
stacked on top of each other with little ladders
like some
next
Black
to it.
Mirror
It
shit.
does. I think there was one that was like that.
And so then that's where he lives. He says, I live here. I don't pay any rent, and I work long hours so that I can stay here. I don't have to leave because this place had it's almost like a Nirvana in the sense that it's got restaurants and shit like that, and you don't have to leave. You don't have to fucking ever leave. And his girl don't care because she's a fucking robot.
Right.
So he's sitting there. He goes, I want to hear music. And he's sitting next to this big screen, and the music comes on. And he goes, do you like this music? And the robot goes, I like anything you like. And he's like, okay, well, listen to it then. It's like, you're fucking crazy. Combs its hair. He dresses it.
It's not going to suck itself, why don't you?
Yeah. Well, later on, work's over. He picks up his robot, and he tells his buddy, well, I'm going to go bang this. Goes into his pod, and
That's fucked up.
tells him, and the door don't lock. Well, the door don't lock to the janitor's closet. If someone had the key and opened it up, they would see Jap ass just hammering down on its vacuum cleaner. That's exactly what they'd see.
You certainly paint a picture, man. I'm imagining Mr. Miyagi with a fucking Hoover.
Just standing on that.
Wax on.
But after I seen that, I had a chuckle, and I was like, I need football. So
yeah, that'll... But it is kind of scary because I think there are people living like that over there in these offices that it is futuristic. It's 1984. It's George Orwell shit where everybody watches the same television and does the same calisthenics every morning, and everybody has to go through the same regimen every day. That's happening in other countries. How long?
Taking off, buddy?
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna get some beer in case you couldn't hear.
Yeah, don't tell anybody.
Yeah. But yeah.
That's fucked up.
Yeah,
man.
so I guess the Japs are going to get rid of prostitution altogether. But you know what's fucked up about over there? They still smoke. Right? They still freely smoke. Like children over there
and
smoke.
They all wear the surgical masks like they're afraid to get SARS, but yet they all smoke cigarettes.
They smoke cigarettes.
Yeah, that's messed up, man.
Yeah.
So what the hell?
How'd you find this?
You're going to like it.
All right. So Jarod has delivered our beer of the week. This is from...
We should have sound effects for this
4204 Main Street. The same one
We've done a few of these now,
yeah. Same one. What was the one that we just did?
We did the Answer was one, and then we did the
Patriot
off
one.
duty.
Yeah, off duty. Yeah. All right. And so this one is... Where
do you find this at?
Salted Caramel Pecan Ale. But
this is harder to find. This is a limited edition one.
It says AsSalted Caramel.
AsSalted.
Yeah, but there's two colors.
Yeah, AsSalted.
Well, it looks like a trash can jerking off a cheese cube.
I think it's a salt shaker.
Oh, I'm starting to get it.
Beating a caramel cube.
Am I right?
Yeah.
That trash can is ripped.
Yeah, no shit.
Assault your taste buds with this tasty caramel pecan brown ale. Enjoy flavor taken to the next level.
Let's do it.
Nutty, sweet, buttery with a slight hint of salt.
And nutty.
Seasonal favorite. All right.
Down the hole.
What season?
We're pouring this in a cup now. Old Captain don't know how to pour. You want me to do for you?
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
I got this. Whoa, I made a mess.
It's dark.
Ah, she's dark.
Dark and nutty.
Oh, Christ. It's all salty.
Dark, nutty, salty. This is a
4204.
Well, look at that. See, my pour is the best.
It's a road to nowhere. That is a nice one. That is nice. I did better this time.
Yeah,
you did do better. We didn't have to wait. Hey, you ever done that? Head? So when you get all that head in your drink, you don't put your finger on it.
I have, but only on like an AB product or a Miller, something out of a keg. I feel like what makes it go down is the oils on your fingers, and so they tell you rub your nose and then rub your finger on the head of the beer. It'll make it go down faster. I feel like it fucks it up. I don't know. I don't want to introduce in a good beer. But like if I'm drinking out of a keg,
you don't know if this is a good beer.
True, but if I'm drinking out of a half barrel at a frat party,
you'll go ahead and poke through the toilet paper and then wipe.
Yeah, I'll mix whatever in there to make the head go down faster.
Hell yeah! I heard if you put a little brown on that, it'll go down quick. All right,
4204 Main Street.
Let me get a smell.
What's disappointing here?
Wow, it's
definitely got that. The look on Joe's face.
Well, it's discerning because I don't know if I'm thinking.
It smells caramely.
Oh, I think it smells fruity to me.
It smells caramely to me. What I just noticed here is that this is 4204 Main Street Brewing.
That's their address, actually.
No, it's not. It says brewed in Belleville, Illinois by Main Street Brewing Company at 6435 West Main Street. It's like, what? Maybe they moved.
Yeah.
Could be.
They outgrew 4204. Hopefully they held on to the original address, Jesus. So, when they're rich and famous. And
when we're all rich and famous and we're on the island, we can't be at Silver Creek anymore.
Right.
Well, yeah, the studio will change its name at that point.
The studio will change its name. And I was I reintroduced some people to Goat and Your Mother at work.
Yeah.
And let them all know that I will have them play my 4th of July party every year.
Right along the same line. Hold on, before we take a drink here. Right along the same lines of the Goat and Your Mother.
Yeah.
Have you seen, the big neck guy? Like there's memes out there on the internet about this guy with the giant neck. There's a mugshot of him. His neck is like
muscular big?
Yeah, like freakishly though, like birth defect looking.
Oh, okay.
Well, there's another guy that I was recently teamed up with them. They call him Long Neck Guy, right? And he's a skinny white dude with a neck that is like ridiculous, looks like and I was like, the Goat and Your Mother kind of reminds me. Just these freaks of nature that find internet fame based on some just weird, just anomaly. This guy's not an anomaly. He's just batshit crazy.
Goat and Your Mother?
And likes to shake his dick in front of crowds of people.
Right. Actually,
in a patriotic thought.
Right.
So I looked at his Twitter feed, and he is aggressively looking for a bisexual anal queen that can lick the front side of his prostate.
God,
we just
are you fucking serious?
That's what it said. I read it that
past the R rating of our podcast.
I don't know in today's world. All right, let's drink this beer.
Let's do that. Yeah, we're gonna have to fucking put some tape over your mouth there, fat
We're
boy.
drinking an ass-salted caramel after hearing that story.
Some caramel.
That is a lot of caramel.
There's a lot of caramel.
Is it caramel or caramel? I mean, if we're putting on our belts the wrong way, what are we calling this shit?
And a beer, it's caramel.
I've never called it caramel.
And a candy bar, it's
caramel.
Now,
because
caramel apple, caramel.
But
do you say caramel apple?
Do you say caramello or Carmelo?
Yeah, caramello. That's a brand name.
Just a hot rock there. Welcome to my world.
Just taste the soup.
Do you get the pecan flavor in there?
Just taste the soup. What is it, too cold? Just taste the soup. All right, fine. Where's the spoon? Oh, that's fucking great.
Oh, that's a great movie. All right, yeah, this is not bad. It's very caramely.
Yeah.
I will say that. It is this is a one shot. It's a one shot. I'm going to have one of those, and I'm like, all right, I'm moving on.
Speaking of shot, Joe's is gone.
Yeah. Well, it's because he didn't like it, I don't think.
Yeah, I want to get through. It's fine. It was okay.
Yeah.
Caramely.
It is good.
I like the pecan. You know what? I
don't taste any pecan.
I do. I got a little
taste
bit
a lot of caramel.
It's on the back end.
It is on the back end. I actually think pecan in a beer. I liked it. I liked the taste.
Yeah. Okay. That's good. I mean, it's like I said, it's good.
Or
it tastes good. I don't hate it. It reminds me kind of a pumpkin. Not that there's pumpkin taste. It just has that kind of, that kind of overwhelming something to it.
It's like piss. Ram piss has the same overwhelming kind of bite. Dude.
Yeah, it has a little wang to it, if you will.
I realized these beer descriptions have a very gay prostitute Craigslist ad kind of feel to it.
Yeah, maybe.
Two-finger head.
Yeah. There's a theme, maybe.
A nice mouthfeel.
Yeah.
Clean finish.
To be fair, I've never used those words. I don't think, have I? Mouthfeel? I don't think so.
Yeah, I think we have.
I think Finish.
I don't know.
I used Finish. I used back end at one point, I think.
How's the back end feel?
Oh, on these beers? I thought we were still talking about trolling the internet for prostitutes. Which
it goes either way.
When
we
I
could
when
splice
I do
this
that,
up and put it back together, it'll all fit.
What's so weird is anytime I'm trolling the internet for prostitutes, I'm always looking at the transsexuals. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Every time. They're so
Did
prettier.
you see?
The internet's smart. It leads you down a path. It's tendencies.
Oh, if you like this, you'd also like this.
Did you see how the Victoria's Secret runway show, whatever that's called, was on the other night? Apparently, they had the lowest ratings they've ever had.
Yeah, because no one cares about this shit.
Well,
not when there's internet porn.
Yeah, and I want to see fat girls.
But apparently, part of the reasoning why some people are suspecting that their ratings were down was the controversial comments made by, I don't know, the president of Victoria's Secret or something.
Okay. Never heard of it.
Who was asked, why don't you have more transsexual models in your Victoria's Secret?
Because no one wants to see a dick.
Because their dicks don't fit in the underwear.
Yeah.
There's only so much gaffer tape we can use.
Yeah. You still have to be able to hide balls. We haven't been able to do that. And they can't walk real well talking.
Yeah, it's hard to walk in heels and do that whole spin thing whenever you're holding your dick between your legs.
Spin around, they look like a fucking peacock.
Yeah, in a 2-inch, wide piece of felt or whatever that they make the thongs out of.
Maybe it was transsexual, transgender.
Whatever, still a penis.
Well, no, transgender I think is different. I think that means they got the shit lopped off. That's like Caitlyn.
Bullshit. Caitlyn ain't got a shit got off
and she's
yet.
considered transgender? Or is that transsexual?
I don't know.
There's too many definitions here. We're out of bounds.
So, and I'm probably talking out of context or not realizing what's going on, but you can't walk. I mean, can't some things just be left to skinny, pretty little girls? I mean,
no, that's not allowed. No.
I mean, those are 20-something models, been modeling price since they were fucking, what is that fucking Mama June show?
Yeah,
but why can't there be
since they were Ronnie Boo Boo's age, right?
A sweet, skinny model man that looks like a woman? I mean,
they can do that.
And why
I guess they can. They could, I guess.
Roger getting to run the walk.
They tried that. It's
too?
called. His name was Justin Bieber, and ran his course. And
I'm gonna be the devil's advocate on that, or whatever you want to call that, whatever it is. They should put a boy that wants to be in that,
all right,
and traipse them down, and
see how that goes.
Well, they might be able to. It might be a niche or a market that's untapped for them.
What's he gonna wear?
I don't know. They could design something for it. I mean, they fucking design. Yeah, put them in something.
So why haven't they done that? Why haven't they? I mean, because doesn't Victoria's Secret sell like men's underwear? I would imagine they do.
I don't know.
They've got a line or a branch or something like that where they're like, oh, you got over here Victor's Secret. It's a little different, everything.
Victor's Secret. It's not as secret as you think.
It's all about the sock in the front. That's Victor's Secret.
But
sometimes I use tube socks.
Who knows? I mean, who knows? You might want to. I don't know how gay men work. I should say, not gay people, but maybe they might want to see each other and shit like that. And so, fuck it. Why not? I think it's a good idea. I think they should do that shit.
A man that identifies as a woman that's maybe done up all femmy and
I don't
see him on Sunday
night.
What they should do?
They should do? They should use an inmate that's like a pocket holding Skittle makeup wearing whore. That's that kind of and use that bitch, a punk, basically, and put a punk out there and have him traipse down
Victoria's Secret.
Yeah. Well, pocket hold that. Is that all prisons? Is that a thing that they hold the pocket?
Yeah, they hold the pocket.
I mean, I know that was in Prison Break, the show that I watched on Fox.
No, that's a real. That's in that lockup shit.
Is it? They literally
they pull their pocket out and they hold their pocket.
Wow, that's fucked up, man.
And then they use Skittles.
That's why you don't
use Skittles as makeup.
Major crimes, children. You stay in school and walk the straight line because you don't want to end up holding someone's pocket.
Because they're going to hold your pocket.
In prison. Yeah, you don't want that.
Your shit wallet.
Yeah, it's a bad path.
Yeah.
Young people of America.
They're going to take all the money out of your shit wallet.
There's some poor kid in in like Sheboygan, Wisconsin.
Yeah.
It's like, this podcast sounds fun. I'm terrified. I don't want to.
I don't want to go to prison. I know that.
I stole a piece of gum from the drugstore, and I think I'm gonna end up holding someone's pocket. I can't live with this guilt.
The guy on the internet told me that my cellie's gonna hammer out my shit wallet. I can't do it.
Oh fuck!
I'm trying to keep it on track here, folks.
I don't know where that track is.
We're off the fucking rails, baby.
Yeah. I had something else to say too, and it just completely is gone now.
Oh my god!
That's all right. Well, let us know the careers that are going by the wayside.
Oh, that's what we talked about.
That's right.
If you've ever had a autoerotic robot,
they're new. They're only in Japan, man.
No, they're coming over here on the boat.
Someone in U.S. owns a robot hooker.
It's got to be.
Owns a fucking fully automated fuck doll.
If you own a robot hooker, it's not a hooker. You own a robot wife at that point, I suppose. I mean,
unless you pay her.
If you're renting it, then it's just a hooker.
Like Blockbuster. Oh my god. Take it back and hose it out. Yeah, you're gonna get the boards all shitty. You gotta use those keyboard things, those blowers. They just blow the vagina out.
It's like whenever you rented the copy of E.T. in 1984, they've been rented like 8,000 times before that. The case is all fucking beat up
and over.
You put the fucking tape in and it falls out the other side.
Yeah, you put the VHS in. You get somebody's grandma's birthday. That's fucking delicious.
Oh fuck!
Boy, we just got AsSalted. Thank you, 4204.
I'm pretty sure they won't use our recommendation on their website.
Oh, they might. Hell, we're having fun.
Maybe we'll get a.
Hey, I'll tell you what. 4204. You want to have a good time? You only need one.
Check us out.
That happened quick.
Yeah, especially if you're 4204 Brewing. Check us out on Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook. I'm fucking crying.
Joe's
on
back.
Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, @Load This Podcast. And send us an email if you're so inclined, or if you hate us at this point. loadthispodcast@gmail.com.
Only people that are going to hate us are like Asian guys. They're like, fuck you, man.
Yeah, you never tried it. You don't know how sweet she is.
How deep this goes.
We can make some generalizations about Asian men not eating it.
We can.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry. My apologies to all the Asian population.
Sorry, you know what I'm talking about? Sorry.
What's the last one? Oh, get a load of this podcast on YouTube. Check us out there. And we had someone ask us.
Really?
A question on YouTube, a comment on YouTube that was saying, any way I can get this live? Which is an interesting question. And
move to Waterloo.
We'll pull up a stool for you too, buddy. No, it's a podcast, so usually they're not live. However,
you never know.
You never know. It could happen. I mean, I think it wouldn't be outside of our realm of possibilities to do a live show at some point and do a live broadcast on Facebook or something like that, or on YouTube.
Then we got to take calls.
And I don't know. I think we need a bigger following.
I'd have to like pay a bill or something. I'm getting one call. Oh fuck!
Hold on, I gotta take this.
This is my visa. Hold on. Shit.
No, it's Sue from Cardholder Services again. My best friend.
Well, if we ever finish our table and we get a video camera set up, maybe we'll go live, do a live feed.
Yeah, I don't think Jared doesn't think this setup is presentable enough for the internets.
I got my Ice Cube shirt on. Hell yeah, we're ready to go.
All right, as usual. Fuck the Cubs. Until next time, I'm Jared.
I'm Ryan.
This is Joe.
And get a load of this.
I gotta tell you this. So I was at the fucking grocery store yesterday, fighting the idiots that are the grocery store. And I'm walking by, and I'm in my work clothes. And you've seen me in my work clothes. I almost look homeless or disheveled at best.
You put in a full day. Yeah.
Right. It's fucking 2 kids. I don't know. High school, maybe less. I don't know. Idiots.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, mister. I stop. I turn around. I look at them. They're like, hey, do you work here? I go, do I look like I work here? I was at Schnucks. And he goes, no, I guess not. And he goes, so how you doing? I go, I'm starting to walk away. He goes, so how you doing? I go, do you need something? And he goes, no, I was just seeing how you're doing.
What? Some kid just wanted to know how you were doing.
Like, how old a kid? You say kid. How what are we thinking? Like 18?
Oh, no.
Younger?
I say kid. I'd say early high school, maybe.
Junior high?
Maybe.
Wow.
Probably early high school. Yeah, I'm telling you, it's fucking weird. I was like, so I looked at him. I said, all right, yeah. He goes, so hi. I said, man, I'm fine. Why don't you just take off? I do that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I get home. I tell Mama. She's all pissed off at me. She's like, I said, that kid was fucking weird. I don't care what you say.
She's like, you don't need to be down like he may be special or something like that.
No, he was fucking weird. He was like with a buddy and everything. He had a buddy with him, too. And they were probably trying to make a joke. Watch, I'll go up to this fucking guy and talk to him.
Yeah, well, you've seen the videos. These kids go to grocery stores and blowing up gallons of milk and trying to make stupid videos about puns about food.
Maybe he was
going to
try. I'd have fucking hit that kid.
Yeah.
If he was going to try to make an ass of me, this video would have miserably went wrong.
Well, that's what no shit. You got to watch out for that shit all the time. That someone might be filming you trying to make an ass of you or something like that.
But these kids were with their mom though. That I was dealing with, because they kept hey Ma, can we get the fucking warheads? And
we want Twinkies. Yeah,
and I was like, I don't know. It was weird. It's just off putting.
Yeah,
and I'm thinking
that is weird.
Know your fucking boundaries.
Well,
I do not look approachable. I do not look like someone that you just want to come up and start talking to. Want to know how my day is.
I'm with you there. I mean, I'm kind of the same way. I always got a resting douchebag face that people don't want to talk to me. And
I don't care. Even if you look like the nicest guy in the world at Schnucks, you shouldn't walk up to him. Hey, how you doing? You having a good day? Do you work here?
Well, then he realized that I guess what I'm thinking, I don't know, in my head, he's like, oh, well, I kind of, maybe piss this dude off, so I'm going to try to be nice to him.
Yeah.
How's it going?
But trying to turn it around.
Fucking weird. Just quit being weird, kid. I said, just go away. I waved him off because I was heading down the beer aisle. I was like, I don't want you standing here while I'm walking in the beer aisle because I was looking for that beer.
So furthermore, though, I mean, I guess I do send my kids off. Like if I'm in the grocery store and I'm like, oh shit, I forgot to get Cheese Whiz. He run over to aisle 7 and get a jar of Cheese Whiz. I will do that, but I don't just.
And if you see a jolly old man, ask how he's doing.
Yeah, right. Yeah, but you're not sending them to do fucking interviews.
No, and I would, and it's their back. It's not like, all right, guys, I got to do my grocery shopping. You go wander around and wreak havoc. I mean, it's about
Yeah, well, if you'd have seen this mother, you'd have been like, yeah. She's not worried about. She's basically keeping them alive.
All right, we want to get this show on the road.
All right.